Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. This one is going to be a little bit different. I'm not talking about a game this time, which is weird. I'm actually going to be talking about a book. Um, I found this series by complete accident, and I read the first book, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. And it's Shin Megami Tensei Kahn. Uh, Shin Megami Tensei Kahn is a manga series, basically. I wanted to talk about it because not a lot of people know about it. A lot of SMT fans don't know about it, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. For you guys, a lot of you guys know from my first video, I draw comic books, so I was really drawn to it. Because I'm an SMT fanatic and I like everything SMT. But I'm not so much a big fan of manga, which is weird. But I play a lot of video games, and it got to the point where I feel like I need to start reading. So I asked a couple of friends to let me hold a couple of books they had. So I'm also reading another manga series. Not a big fan of manga, but I figure I read some. Maybe I can learn to like it. Kind of not judge a book by its cover, I guess you can kind of say. But I got Shin Megami Tensei Kahn. I got two of them. It came out in Japan, it came out in France, and it came out here. Here's the thing: in America we only got two books, only two, which is Volume 1 and Volume 2, and Japan and France got pretty much every volume, and it's a big series. We only got two because it got discontinued. I didn't look up why it got discontinued. I didn't do any research on why it did. I just kind of wanted to get the two books and kind of read it on my own merits and kind of, figure out why it got discontinued. After reading about the first two chapters yesterday, I kind of see why it got discontinued in a way. Which is why I'm making this video. I kind of wanted to talk about it. One, I wanted to let a lot of Mega 10 fans out there know that there are, manga series on this, on SMT. And what's weird is that I'm trying to think how I can, talk about this without being, totally biased, which is weird because I bought this manga series basically because it had the name Shin Megami Tensei on it, and I started reading it, and two chapters in, I'm like, oh my god, I kind of see why this got discontinued, and it's weird. It moves too fast. It's almost as if the writer got he didn't want to make any build up. He just kind of wanted to get to the good stuff. It's weird. It's like the build up's there, but it's happening too fast, and it's way too cliche. I know that's Japanese culture, to make things. I won't say cliche, but it's weird. It's the story starts off basically. You have that one kid, and it really starts off very Shin Megami Tensei-ish, where you have your protagonist that just kind of comes to the brand new school, and he, just like any other Japanese anime or any cartoon, new student shows up at the school, he runs into a bully, and then the bullies are like, hey, we're gonna beat you up, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, you just find out he's a total badass, and he just lays out like 5 bullies by himself. And then you're just like, okay, so why is he such a badass? It goes into like the whole point that he was, he came back from the underworld or something happened. I'm not gonna dive too much into the story, mostly because I don't want to do a review on the book. It's just kind of my impression, because I haven't read the second book. I only read the first book, and I just want to get my impression of the book. And everything just moves too fast. It just moves too fast. It doesn't have a build up. But the thing is that it doesn't move too slow either. And it's weird because it moves too fast in the beginning. Like, there's a scene where he drops a disc that he has, and basically this girl that he met earlier kind of picks up the disc and is just like, "Hey, I brought this for you." And then all of a sudden, like in the next like page, they're like best friends and they're chilling at like a restaurant eating like lunch. I'm like, they just met. Like it just seemed weird. Like it was just moving too fast. Like we have to establish this girl as his friend already. And I was like, oh, I guess I can do it. What's weird is that it's not a great book, but I like it, which is weird. And what I find weird about it is that I think I only like it because it has the name Shin Megami Tensei on it. And I think that if it didn't, I'll just call this book utter complete crap, which is weird. But I like it, and it's so weird because that's a bad thing. Like I think you should criticize everything, even if you do like it. But I criticize this book, but it's like it's good, you know, because it has Shin Megami Tensei labeled on it. But it's I don't know, it's weird. I think it's for Megaten fans, you know, it's a book made for Megaten fans. That's the thing. But like I said before, I think if it didn't have the Megaten label on it, you wouldn't really like it. You know, you wouldn't really want to read the rest. I think that's sort of not good. But you do get to see demons that they just don't look like what they look like in the game. The only one who kind of looks like she would look like, except her size is different, is probably Pixie. But if I were to recommend this, I probably wouldn't recommend the book to anybody. I wouldn't recommend it, and if I did, it will only be to a Megaten fan. Because when you kind of read it, like if a Shin Megami Tensei fan would read it, you would get it, you know. But if anybody who doesn't play the games would read it, they'll just be like, "This is garbage. Why did you let me read this?" But you know, Megaten fans will absolutely get it. What I did find that was really kind of cool, that was very interesting, is that the writer implemented the whole law neutral chaos element, like what's that, that kind of route that the main character can take. They kind of implemented that in the story, and I was like, oh, that's pretty it's kind of cool. I like that. Another thing that was cool is that I think, if I'm not mistaken, that story, I didn't do any research on this, so basically just kind of reading it and kind of putting pieces together. I think that the story is like a follow-up story to If, because there's some stuff that happens in it that also happens in Shin Megami Tensei If, and I was like, I wonder if this is like the follow-up story for like the ending of If or something. I wasn't really too sure, because it like in the middle of the first book, it kind of explained like the same exact like story that happened in the school that pretty much happens in If. And I was like, all right. If you guys don't know what If is, Shin Megami Tensei If is basically Super Famicom Shin Megami Tensei 8 that came out no long ago. It's a pretty good game, but you know, whoever hasn't played it should definitely try it. But yeah, Shin Megami Tensei Kahn, man. Read it if you're an SAT fan, I guess. I just finished book 1. I'm about to go to book 2. I'm about to open it up. I haven't opened it yet, but I'll probably read it, and I'm not gonna give it. I'm just gonna probably tell you, you know, it's a yay, nay, you know, or maybe. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my impressions, and wait until next time. I do something different again, maybe. See you guys.